2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, the 8th of September, and it's International Literacy Day. And a big happy birthday to Pink, Martin Freeman, Bernie Sanders, and Wiz Khalifa. Newly appointed Prime Minister Liz Truss took to the podium on Wednesday to face Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer in her first Prime Minister's question time.
I'm honoured to take my place as Prime Minister in this House and to take on responsibility at a vital time for our country.
It was a no-frills debut which seemed to prioritise policy over personality jibes, but Sir Keir says it's just more of the same, accusing Liz of siding with big corporations over her refusal to introduce further windfall taxes.
Can't she see there's nothing new about a Tory Prime Minister who, when asked who pays, says it's you, the working people of Britain?
Well, there's nothing new about a Labour leader who is calling for more tax rises.
Liz was quick to fire back, claiming her low-tax strategy will allow people to keep more of their money and encourage investment and economic growth. But the SNP's Westminster leader, Iain Blackford, just wasn't buying it.
The Prime Minister plan appeared to be a decade-long raid on the bank accounts of ordinary taxpayers. These costs must not be passed on to consumers and businesses by deferring bills.
Wednesday also saw the first meeting of Liz's new-look cabinet, the most diverse in UK history, and the first not to have a white man heading up one of the 4 great offices of state. But the overhaul hasn't been without drama, with several senior Tory figures turning down cabinet positions to pursue other opportunities. Iain Duncan Smith says he rejected the offer to become the leader of the House of Commons, hinting he has other plans in mind.
On the subject of China, how about being chair of the Foreign Affairs Select Committee?
Well, I am actually seriously thinking about standing for that, so there you have a first.
Meanwhile, new Health Secretary Theresa Kofi was questioned on her commitment to abortion access, having previously voted against abortion rights, and her response wasn't exactly reassuring.
It's about ambulances, backlogs, care, doctors and dentists. I haven't even considered any other of those sorts of issues. I'm very conscious that people will have access to the NHS, and there's nothing more, as it were, to say here or see here.
It's been an eventful 24 hours in Ukraine, with Ukrainian forces making major advances in the northeastern Kharkiv Oblast. They've reportedly surrounded the Russian-occupied city of Balaklia, posing further problems to a depleted Russian military already facing Ukrainian attacks in the far north and the south. President Zelensky spoke on Wednesday evening to praise his troops' efforts.
This week we have good news from the Kharkiv region. Probably you have already seen reports about the activity of Ukrainian defenders, and I think every citizen feels proud of our warriors. It is a well-deserved pride, a right feeling. Each success of our military, in one direction or another, changes the general situation along the entire front line in favour of Ukraine.
It comes as Russia's ruling party proposed holding a referendum to annex occupied Ukrainian territories in early November. Former US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says it's imperative her country stick behind Ukraine, and sang President Zelensky's praises when she appeared on Jimmy Fallon on Tuesday night.
Zelensky has been a true wartime leader. I'm so impressed with him.
Absolutely.
And I think, the United States should stand with them along with all of our other friends around the world.
The investigation into former US President Trump's alleged mishandling of government documents took an alarming turn on Wednesday after the Washington Post revealed materials detailing a foreign country's nuclear secrets were found in his Mar-a-Lago home. Trump's Florida estate was raided by the FBI last month, where over 11,000 documents were recovered, which had been unlawfully removed from the White House. Now Donald's busy tying the Department of Justice in legal knots to slow the process down. But it gets worse. According to investigative reporter Carol Leonig, some of the materials were so highly classified, even the agents who seized them couldn't look at what they'd found.
One of the biggest alarm bells that begins ringing in investigators' ears after the August 8th search is that some of the records are records they can't look at. They don't have the classification. And that includes some of the senior most national security officials in the country.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Thomas Tuchel gets the sack and John Boyega talks tattoos. Right after this. Welcome back.
3,
Wednesday was just the second night of this year's Champions League season, but the group stage has already brought some serious drama. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel paid a swift price for his side's Tuesday evening defeat in Croatia, getting the sack on Wednesday morning. Even with new ownership, it seems managing the team still a short-term position at Chelsea, with the club now asking to speak to Brighton manager Graham Potter. There were 3 games involving British teams and presumably some very nervous managers on Wednesday night, with Rangers, Liverpool and Spurs all in action. It didn't go that well for Rangers, who lost 4-0 to Ajax. Spurs produced 2 late goals to beat Marseille, but Liverpool had a nightmare in Italy. It finished 4-1 to the Italians, and Jurgen Klopp was left to puzzle over why things went so badly.
It was everything obvious why it happened. That's now the question. That's really, I cannot answer it now. Give me a little bit time to think about it. It's a really tough cookie to take, but obviously I have to take it.
John Boyega's been making the rounds promoting his 3 new movies, Breaking, The Woman King and They Cloned Tyrone. Luckily, the actor was able to find some time in his packed schedule to sit down with Wired and answer some of the internet's most burning questions, like what school he went to and whether he enjoys watching anime. But surprisingly, the most interesting question ended up being about his tattoos.
I didn't show him much. I've had tattoos for a long time. I just wasn't showing them a lot. So whenever people see my arms, they're like, oh. My siblings, Blessing, Grace and John, are represented by 3 cubs, with 1 wolf with their breath going into a horse. I design all my tattoos. I sketch and draw and give it to the artist.
If Don't Worry Darling's September the 23rd release felt too far away, then you're in luck, because the trailer for Harry Styles' next movie is just dropped. My Policeman sees the pop star turned actor take on the role of Tom Burgess, a closeted policeman living in 1950s Brighton who's having a secret affair with a male museum curator at a time when homosexuality was illegal in Britain. Also starring Emma Corrin and David Dawson, it's set to drop on Amazon Prime next month and looks like it's going to be high drama.
I pity people who don't know what it feels like to be this in love. Come with me, just you and I.
He's trying to destroy our marriage.
No hiding, no lies. You know nothing about being married to... Stop telling me what I'm supposed to think about it.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day. Written, produced and published by Daft Dog.